This is getting really intense. And in this episode, we will begin to see a lot of revelations come open. Yeah, go ahead and give a like to this video because we are currently in episode 41 of Another Worst Mistake in Marriage and the Danger Signs We Ignore. Oh my God. See how Flora called out to this DPO. She was so disgusted at the way he handled this matter. She asked him, "Is this how you handle cases? I can't believe you begin to, mix your personal issues with things that are here. This is really, really terrible. Why would you go ahead and mix your personal issues because your wife left you and then left your three kids for you to handle? Is that the reason why you now want to begin to punish Angel? Why would you do this? How can you go ahead and do this and begin to think that you have every right to put somebody else under? It's wrong. Why would you do this? I can't believe that you can be so petty that you now begin to think that your wife is someone you can put down under the chair, under the bushel. No. What I can see here is a man who just wants to clip down the wings of his wife. Is that not the case? And he said, look, this is how celebrities behave. That's how they all behave. And you need to realize that they don't give a hoot. And that's what he saw in the life of his wife. And that's why he's not going to allow anybody do this again to Kizito. That what he's seeing is a woman who just wants to go out there, gallivant, in the name of work. And she's not going to have a way that as long as he's here as the DPO, he's not going to allow Kizito be put under because he sees that Kizito is the one who is doing the right thing. I'm like, what? Can't you even think? Your mind is just colored because you have gone through a bad experience with your wife and now you were using this against Angel? That's terrible. He now said, look, the way celebrities behave is that they go around, trying to make their fans believe that the other side is wrong. And that's the exact thing he saw in his wife. He now asked her that, what are you actually trying to achieve? What are you trying to do? He said, look, Kizito must pay. She said, what are you talking about? He said, what are you talking about? Why would you now come begin and try to weave evil stories around a guy who is trying his best to keep his family together to save his unborn child? She now said, it's like you don't understand what is playing out here. You are here, staying in the position of a DPO when you're supposed to be upholding the law. But instead of that, you are allowing evil prevail. You are allowing evil prevail. He now looked at her and said, look, young lady, you don't understand what is going on here. She said she doesn't want to understand because what is happening here is that he has been perverted. And that if he wants to drag this case, she is ready for him. And she knows that every skeleton in his cupboard will be revealed. Yes, she's talking about the bribe, the semi-bribe, or would I call it the post-bribe that Kizito gave him. Remember, Kizito promised to give him some money. Remember that. She now said, look, all your skeletons will be out in the cupboard. That as far as she's concerned, Kizito has to pay. He has to pay for all his evil doings. He now said, look, if you want to take this case further, the only way this can work is for you to bring proof. Because there is no proof. No proof. That you can say that you have some proof, but there's no proof. She now said, what are you talking about? There's so much proof. He now said, what proof are you talking about? Are you talking about the drug substances that was ingested by her? Are you talking about the scars? No, that's not proof. How are we sure that he's the one that inflicted all those scars upon her? No. She now said, look, I don't even want to know you. I'm not even interested in knowing who you are. As far as I'm concerned, if there's no proof, then Kizito has to go scot-free. He is not interested in wasting time over cases that don't have proof. She now said, no, we have a lot of proof. You are just refusing to take that proof. That can't you see it? Look at the scars on her body. Look at the drug substances that they got from the hospital. He said, look, what are you saying? The drug substances that she ingested by herself? That's how it is. All the celebrities, they use drugs. So why is her own case different? Why is her own case different? Look at it. You cannot come here and begin to wag your mouth as if you know everything. The only way that you can come back and play a comeback is if you have proof. And until you have that proof, he's not interested in taking this case further. She now said, okay, if proof is what you want, I will go the extra mile. I will do everything it takes to get that proof and I will throw it right in your face. Oh my God. Can you see how she just said that to him? I will throw all the proof right before you and you will not be able to avoid it. She now ran out of him and said, look, I'm going. But when I come back, you have no choice. He now looked at her and said, can you see? These are how these loose women go about. They can't even be homemakers. Can you see what she's behaving? She can't even go and stay with her family. She's just going around and just talking and carrying people's problems on her head. She should go and sit with her family. That until you bring proof, he's not going to listen. He's going to crush it on the floor. Can you just imagine that? And he said that she just wasted his time. He entered his car and left. What? Now we see Kizito. Kizito comes into the hallway and sees that Angel is there. And I said, are you still waiting here? Are you still waiting here? Has it not become obvious to you that he is not a hard, he's not a soft meat to chew? She now said, yes. She realized that he's not a soft meat to chew. He now says, oh, if you realize that, why are you now continuing with all the small things? You should realize that you can't just take me like that. She now said, yes, you think you have won. You think you have won this time, but I tell you, I am going to come back for you in the way you do not even expect. This lady has something up her sleeve. I mean, thank God that those evil substances inside of her bloodstream has been cleared away. Her eyes are open. She knows that you never leave your food open when an enemy is in the house. Now she's learned that the hard way, but she's ready. She's ready for him. She's ready to conquer him. And she says, oh, you think that you can conquer me? I have been able to clip your wings. I have been able to deal with you. Then Flora comes and I said, oh, it's about time, Angel, that you go back. She's back to take Angel. I said, what are you talking about? What are you talking about that this Angel is his wife? And she goes back with him to the house. And she said, what? What are you saying? I have to take her back home. She's not going to go with you. She said, what are you talking about? You evil man. You want to take her back into that dungeon from where she's coming from? You want to take her back into the place where you dealt with her? No. She's an adult. She decides where she's going. She now asked Angel, what do you want to do? I can take you back to your maternal place. I can take you back to your mama's place. Or do you want to go back with this evil guy? She now said, look, I love every single thing you've done for me. And I do appreciate. I appreciate your help. I appreciate everything you're doing. But I must let you know, I need to go back to my house. Then can you see how Kizito is looking like? Yes, he won. He won again. And he knows what Angel wants. She says she has to go back to the house because she has not been ever taught to run away from her problems. She has been taught to stick ahead for the problems, and she's going back. She's going back. She's not going to run away from her problems. She's going to face her problems and her challenges squarely. She now said, what are you saying? This is a bad choice. This is a bad move. She said, well, it might come of that. It may look like it's a bad move, but I have to go back and put right every evil thing that this guy has done to me. He thinks he has won, but I'm coming back. I'm coming back full force. I'm like, Angel, wake up. You think you can go and fight this case alone? You need somebody by your side. Why are you now saying that you are not going to do that? Why are you going back to that place? You have another chance to run away. You ran the last time. You ran. But why are you back here? Why are you going back to this evil guy? Oh my God. This is heartbreaking again. Angel, why would you go back? Think. She said she has to go back to go right every wrong. And now Kizito says in his mind, yes, he's got her finally. Now she said, okay, well, what she's going to do is that she's going to drop her off at home. I said, no, don't bother about that. She's going in my car. She said, no. I am going to take her back because I brought her here. She's going back with me because I brought her here. I will drop her off. Or do you want to rid me of that again? Do you want to deny me of that opportunity to take you back home? She now said, no, I'll go with you. Wow. As she said that, Kizito could not believe his eyes. He was like, Angel, how could you just walk out of me like that? He now began to cringe. And no, Angel, I'm going to deal with you when I get back home. Now, what do you think is going to happen in episode 42? Look at it now. Angel has made, I think it's a mistake. She has made up her mind to go back to this house. Why would she make this mistake? But I think she has something she wants to do with this lesson she has learned right now, that this person is truly an evil guy that wants to get rid of her and the baby within her. She is going to be more alert. She is going to have her tentacles up, and we're going to see a more alert Angel. She's not going to allow anybody come and put anything into her again like she was done before. No, she's not going to allow that, and we're going to see that happen. Now we see the evil mother in the living room sitting down. She has already worked all what she wants to work. She has gotten the DPO to release this guy, and the guy also has been released. So she now looks and sees Angel walk into the house. I'm sure she was like, interesting, you're back, right? But she now saw that she came along with a friend she doesn't want to see, a friend in the name of Flora and Eve. And then she like said, who is this and why is she here? She said, are you talking to me? Or who are you talking to? She said, the person she knows she's talking to knows herself. Why is she inside of this house? Why did she step her foot inside of this house? What is she doing here? She now said, oh, it looks like as if you found a new friend, right? It looks like as if you are banging with this lady. This lady has nothing good to offer you. She only wants to ruin your home. She now said, what? What nonsense? Are you talking about this lady? She's not going to do that. It is your son, on the contrary, that wants to ruin me. Why are you talking like this? And I said, oh, so now you have a talk. You have mouth to talk, right? You can talk, right? She said, yes, I can. I can. She said, but you were trying to arrest my son. And now you can see that you cannot just randomly arrest my son. She now said, oh, yes, I know. I know that I cannot randomly arrest your son. But one thing I know for sure is that I will surely arrest him. Surely and firmly arrest him when I get every single thing I get. Once I get everything single thing I need to pin him, I will arrest him. And the guy looked and said, smiling to his face, that, oh yes, this girl cannot get me again. She thinks she has everything up her sleeve. No, she can't. She now said, look, mother, let me tell you, I am going to arrest your son. I'm going to do it in due time. When I put my acts together, none of you will be able to stop me. Neither would you be able to stop the process of getting your son behind bars. I will do everything within my power because this guy must pay. He's going to pay for every single evil and thing he has inflicted on me. He's not going to go scot-free. He's not going to go scot-free. I am going to make sure he pays. And look at, as Kizito was just looking at her. Can you see what he's doing here? Then the Madam Flora now spoke and said, yes, the mother cannot even get it because she doesn't want to know. She has lost her memory. She doesn't want to understand everything you're saying because this woman only wants the evil and wants to back her son. So there's nothing you're going to get out of this home. The mother doesn't understand and she's playing the evil mother's role. So because of that, she can't get it and she thinks she can run away or avoid justice. No, she doesn't realize that justice will be found at the right time. She's trying to run away from the evil that her son has done. But today, I tell you, justice has arrived and I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. The mother now looked at her and said, oh, so it looks like you found your voice. Even Kizito began to clap. That what a wonderful rendition of a speech that you have given Flora. He now said, now that you have found what you want, now that you've done what you want, it's time for you to leave my house. Leave my house. You have come here. You have executed your plan. You have brought Angel. So what next? What is next? Leave my house. She now said, oh, is that what you want? Is that what you want? No problem. I would leave your house because I know that Angel is capable of handling whatever comes her way. She said, yes, Angel will handle all of you. And she now told Angel, look, whatever happens to you, I'm just a call away. Just give me a call. Let me know whatever has gone wrong. I will run down here very quickly. The mother now said, what are you talking about? What can possibly go wrong? This is her matrimonial home. So why are you saying that things will go wrong? She said, oh, matrimonial home, my foot. What are you talking about? A home where Kizito is the devil's incarnate and he's her husband? This is worse than a highway. This is worse than an expressway, and you can get knocked down. Look at Kizito's face. See the confused face of Kizito looking at Flora. Flora said, "This place is the worst place you can ever be. This place is a dungeon. This place is a place where you can get knocked down and killed. Yes, this place is terrible." The mother now said, "Oh, I can see you found your voice. You can talk now. You couldn't talk before." She now said, "Well, let me tell you something. It's about time I start talking, right? I've been quiet for too long. And now that I begin to talk, justice comes. Justice comes." Then he now said, "Look, Flora, I silenced you the last time. Years ago, I silenced you, and I'm gonna silence you again." Then Angel said, "What are you saying? Are you trying to threaten her in front of me? What are you talking about? You're trying to threaten Flora, who has been my friend?" She now said, "What? This doesn't concern you. Why are you talking about here? You need to put your mouth out." She said, "No, she is not going to keep her mouth out because she is standing up for her friend." Flora has become a friend. Flora has become an ally. Flora has become her newfound friend, and she's going to stand up for Flora. Can you just imagine? See what Kizito did? He pulled off his glasses and like, "What? Flora has become your friend? This lady has nothing good for you. She only wants to ruin your home." She now said, "What you call this a home? This is not a home. This is just a building. This is just a building, and all of us are living inside of this building, but it's just for a moment. It's not going to be for too long." This lady has something on her back sleeve. We're going to begin to see the different things and the tactics that Angel is going to begin to bring out of this situation. Remember that Kizito thinks he can harm her. No way. She knows what she's going to do. She has everything put together. She has her acts put together. So as far as she's concerned, she's back and bigger and better. Yes, the mother looked at her and wondered that, okay, is that what you think you're going to do? She stormed out of them, went all the way upstairs. Even Kizito couldn't even believe that his wife could storm out of them. He also left. And now we are left with the evil mother and Flora. Look at the disgust upon the face of the mother. Look at the disgust upon the face of Flora. Can you just imagine that two people fighting? Two people who are trying to wage war against each other. That is it. Evil is trying to wage war. Good is trying to wage war. But who's going to win? Let me know in the comments. Please put your hands on that like button and hit it, because I know that something great is about to happen. Something great is about to happen. Something great is about to happen. Then she just left, looked at her with a bombastic side eye and left. Then as she was going, the evil mother said something. She said, "What is your price? Let me know your price." She was like, "Excuse me, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What are we buying here?" She said, "Yes, I'm about to buy your dignity. I'm about to buy your dignity and whatever is left of you as a person." She said, "What are you saying?" She said, "Look, I'm here to purchase your mind. I want to purchase your silence. I want to purchase everything that makes you think you can come and begin to speak anyhow here." She now looked at her and said, "You were not able to buy me the last time. Then what gives you that audacity to think you can buy me again? I'm not going to be bought over. Have you forgotten?" She said, "Look, what are you saying? Let me tell you the truth. I will do everything to take care of her grandchild." She said she will take care of her grandchild to make sure her grandchild is safe and sound. She now said, "What nonsense are you talking about, mother? What nonsense? Years ago, you were not able to protect your own grandchild. And now you're saying you want to protect the grandchild that's within Angel? Have you forgotten? Is there a mix of emotions here? Are you confused or what? I mean, I don't get you. How are you able to say that you at this time are going to protect the child within Angel when you couldn't protect your own grandchild years ago? Years ago, you could not protect your grandchild, and here you are trying to tell me you want to do that now?" She now said, "What are you saying?" She could have done everything in her ability to ensure that that child didn't die, but he was already dead. So what could she do? He was already dead. He was brought dead on arrival. So there was nothing she could do. There was nothing she could do. So at this point, does she want her to begin to fight the living over the dead? That's not going to happen. She said, oh, you think so? You were not able to give justice to your grandson then. You protected your son. You protected your son. You decided to protect your son over getting justice for your grandchild. But you see, Flora, remember, this woman, she's on two sides. She's a grandmother. She's also a mother. She doesn't want to lose her own son. So, of course, what do you expect? She had to be selfish. She had to be selfish. And now she done said, okay, you want me to mention a price? You go ahead and make me an offer. Make me an offer. Maybe I will take it. Look at Eve. Look at Eve. Look at her. That, oh no, my boss. My boss cannot say this. Are you about to give in to bribery and corruption? Look at the way Eve was looking. She was like, how can you say that you're going to take a price? How can you just bow at this point? No! She now said, okay, let me name a price. She now said 1 million naira. Look at the disgust on Flora's face. He said, oh, are you that cheap? Are you that cheap? 1 million? What are we talking about here? She said, okay, 5 million naira. She said, no, we're talking about a child here. She said, okay, 10 million. She said, okay, you just imagine that. This woman went from 1 million to 5 million to 10 million. She's really desperate to get her out of the way because she knows that if she doesn't keep her away, this girl is going to keep on coming back and she would likely ruin her. She now laughed at her and said, let me tell you, if you add a few more zeros to that 10 million, so maybe she wants her to bring something in the range of 100 million or maybe 1 billion. Oh my God, you are expensive, Flora. That is very interesting. She said, okay, add a couple of zeros and maybe I could give in. But of course, we all know that this is just a threat. She now looked and said, look, there's no need to discuss. I know you don't even have the money. So there's nothing to deliberate about. She now looked at her and said, oh, as far as I'm concerned, I am not going anywhere. I am here to be your doom. I am here to bring you down. I am here to ruin you. Yes. The mother looked at her with disgust, came close to her, and she was like, you think you can buy me over? I'm too expensive for you. I cannot be bought over. I am here to stay. I'm going nowhere. You can't buy me. The mother was still looking with disgust. And she said, oh yes, I am ready to ruin you. I am ready to see your downfall, the downfall of your son, the downfall of this family, the downfall of you, because you cannot run away any further. You cannot run away any further. You must pay. The mother looked at her sternly with a bombastic front eye. She didn't know what to say. She got close, and then it was like as if she wanted to strangle Flora. And then Flora looked at her. She had that evil look, the same look that her son had. And then she went, ah! Can you just imagine that? Like a mother, like son. This is where Kizito learned his activity of just cringing. Can you just imagine that? Look at the mother. She just cringed in front of Flora. Oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible. Look at the mother. She walked away. Look at what Flora just did. Flora was like, what nonsense. What audacity. You think you can buy me? I'm not going to be bought over. I am going to stand my own. She turned and left. As she was going, that was how Kizito saw her and began to run after her and said, what are you even doing, Flora? Why are you desperately trying to get into my life? She now said, what nonsense? What arrogance? What do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Do you think you even have a life? What kind of thing are you saying? I don't even want to have anything to do with you. The only thing is about you keep on trying to come back. She said, no, the only reason why she's here is to get him out of the road because he's insane. Is to get him out of the way because he has been flocking with sane people and he needs to get behind bars. He needs to get into the place where he belongs. Why would you ever think that I want to get into your life? For what reason? You think you can always get away with everything? You think that you can always get away with everything? He said, now look, you cannot run away. You were going to pay. He said, what are you talking about? I always get away with everything. Look at me. I am Kizito. I get away. I got away with the last time. I got it away because your son, he graciously threw that son away. And that time, you couldn't do anything. What can you do now? What are you planning to do? Because at this point, the last time he dealt with her and got rid of her son, she did nothing. So why do you think he can come back and begin to do everything? She now looked at him sternly as he was just bluffing and blabbing. She said, look, you don't have anything to say here because I am going to deal with you instead. She looked at him like, oh yes, you think you can have your way? You will never have your way. You will never have your way. I'm back. She said she is Flora and she is his doom because she's going to make sure she gets him behind bars. She's not going to allow him get away with every single thing he keeps on getting away with. This lady has something up her sleeve and she's going to deal with him. She said, oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You think you can come and mess up my life? You think you can come here and begin to just try to manipulate me and get people to arrest me? You saw that example with the DPO. I know my way out and you cannot have me arrested. She said, oh, that's only going to be for a while. He said, look, I have got you. I have got you and I will keep on getting you. He now said, look, he's Kizito and he hasn't changed. She now said, oh, you haven't changed, right? Thank God you haven't changed because I'm going to come back bigger and better because I will deal with you. I'm coming back to deal with you because you will never be able to get away with all of this. Now, look at it. Look at Flora. She has already told Kizito everything he needs to know because when she comes back, remember, she told the DPO that she's going to get every proof he needs and throw it at his face. That's going to be the next port of call. That's going to be the next port of call right now. The next port of call is for her to go back to the drawing table. She's going to have a meeting, going to have a discussion. Don't forget that George is trying to locate her and trying to have a meeting with her. So when they now meet, they will begin to plan and put all their acts together. Remember that Angel is back in the house. Yes, and Angel has a phone with her. She can communicate. She is going to make sure that all things they need will be gotten. And that means that including all the evidence, she needs to get Kizito down. That's what's going to happen in episode 42. You just watch out for that because Flora is not going to take nonsense any further. She's not going to lie low. She's not going to allow any such official trying to be taking bribery and corruption. She's going to make sure all the skeletons in the cupboard of the DPO is exposed. That's what's going to happen in episode 42. If you think that what I said made sense, go ahead and give a like to this video. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Thanks once again for watching, and I'll be back in the next one. Bye.